So another experience I've had whenever I decided to kind of get into this ghost hunting thing or spook hunting thrill, there was me and a buddy of mine, Kendall, and his cousin Tammy, who was my roommate at the time. She was kind of against she's really spiritual, coming from a Native American household, and she didn't really like messing with all that, but she wanted to humor us, and we had drank a little bit, me and Kendall both, and we were talking about wanting to try to visit somewhere haunted with this Ouija board that I bought. And, it was late at night. I was like, hey, it's going to be 3 a.m. in like an hour. I was like, we need to find somewhere to use this Ouija board. And take in mind, I'm a little intoxicated. So I'm just trying to get everybody hyped to do this. Tammy mentions that there is this one graveyard outside, just on the outside of Sallisaw, that her father's buried, that has always given her the creeps, because supposedly there's somebody buried there that had murdered like 4 women, and every time that she's ever gotten near his grave, it's always creeped her out. So I said, perfect, let's do that. I didn't take into mind, it's like, hey, let me exploit this trauma that you have. I'm sorry. However, Kendall was down. And I don't even remember what year this was. It had to have been, we were both still in high school, like our sophomore year. And so, 1:30 in the morning, we pack up, get in this 2002 Nissan Altima and go from Westville, Oklahoma, all the way to the outside of Sallisaw. And this graveyard was off on the beaten path. Like, you had to take like 3 dirt roads off the main road to get there. And we're not sure if it was private or not, so I'm almost certain we were trespassing. So we get out there. I take my Ouija board and I tell them, let's bring a couple candles, because I got a big infatuation with candles when it comes to using paranormal stuff. But the only candles we had were black, which if you look online, those are bad. You're not supposed to use black candles when using any kind of supernatural conduit. But that's all we had. And they were the 2 like long stick ones, because they were just kind of used for decoration in Tammy's house, because she was a goth. So we had all kinds of stuff like that. So we go to the graveyard, got the Ouija board, get the candles, and we kind of look around. We don't really have flashlights. We just have our phones. And I remember specifically that Kendall had an LG Shine at the time. Pretty old phone, but one of the coolest features is that on the camera had a night vision option. So he was using that to look around. So we thought that was really cool. And we get out there, and she pays respect to her father's grave. And I try to tell her, hey, show me where this guy's grave is. And I won't give any names out of what the guy's name was. But she showed me the grave. And so I do, which is a big no-no, and I sit on the grave with the Ouija board. And I'll put 2 of the candles, both of the candles that we had, into the ground, light them both. And I go, all right, guys, let's use this. Tammy and Kendall both say, no, they're not going to use a Ouija board. They don't want to be haunted. They don't want to be cursed. And so, which is a bummer, but I get it. They just kind of chickened out last second. So I just go, all right, well, I'm not supposed, from everything I've read online, you're never supposed to use a Ouija board alone. That's bad juju. It's bad luck. So I say, whatever, I'll use it. So I start using the Ouija board. I don't get a response. I don't get the eye itself, the oracle, to move, to do anything on its own. Kendall is looking at his flashlight, moving around, looking around. We hear something off in the distance. Could be chalked up to maybe being a coyote or something, but we don't see anything. And so we go, all right, well, we didn't see anything. We were out there. We kind of gave ourselves the creeps, and then we decided to head back out. So we're back in the car, and we're heading back to Stillwell from Sallisaw. And we start going over the footage that Kendall got on his Shine. And when we go into playback, on the footage, there's a moment that he had to rewind 3 times and really look at it. There's a part where, as he is scanning around the graveyard, he gets to where it shows me just on the ground, on my hands and knees, using a Ouija board, and the candles beside me. As it pans by, You can see the shadow of what looks to be about a 6'3" man standing in front of me as he passes by. We were even able to back it up and look at it and pause and see the clear outline of what looked like a person standing in front of me that you could see through. He was transparent. At that time, all of us, the hairs on the back of our neck stood up. We freaked out. By the time we pulled into the parking lot of the Stillwell Walmart, we had pulled in, and every one of us, as soon as we got out of the car, we all threw up. We all vomited. We all got sick to our stomachs. We had to go inside, grab some Gatorade, and the rest of the night we felt ill. And then we never went back, and we never talked about it after the side of that one. We talked to some friends about what happened that one instance, but obviously with it being trespassing and sitting on a grave, a lot of people are very against that. But that's another experience that I know what was on that video. And Kendall, for sure, if he was here today, right now, he could tell and attest that he's seen that too. I don't even know if he still has the video. It's probably been lost to time with that old phone. I just know that on that video, you could clearly see someone standing over me. And the immediate ill that we felt afterwards, after seeing that, drove just this horrible pit in the bottom of our stomach and caused us to vomit. So you were just listening to Jynx, and those were two paranormal experiences that could not be explained.